And let's get to Ricky's favorite topic here. We'll go to NBA draft trades because there's always trades happening, whether it's the second round, first round, whether it's the
2K
Celtics,
Ricky,
whether
this bitch.
Whether it's the Celtics trading for Jimmy Butler, whether it's the Timberwolves trading for Jimmy Butler, whether it's DeMarcus Cousins going somewhere,
the Lakers trading for Jimmy Butler, whether it's everybody trading for Jimmy Butler,
whether it's the Lakers trading everyone for Julio Okafor. What trade is going to happen? What's a big trade that you think might be able to happen here in the NBA draft? And we'll get off the draft topic after this.
Here's one that piqued my interest. I don't know if it's necessarily going to happen, but I saw a headline while on Google, and it kind of just piqued my interest. Will the Nets try to trade back into the first round?
What do they have to trade back into the first round?
Literally zero value. I don't know. I mean,
Jarrett Jack?
Could they? The thing that I saw was, I'm thinking, okay, could they try to trade with somebody who's in that pick range of, let's say, not even 21 to 30, let's say even like 26 to 30, maybe 25 to 30, because that's the only range I could see them trading into.
Just to get some value?
It was just one thing I saw, and I was like, would the Nets even try to work out a trade to get back into the draft because they are so frantic over, shit, that was a bad move, what were we thinking?
And they're not even out of it yet.
Will they trade Thad Young? Will they trade Brook Lopez? I mean,
Thad Young has value.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to see who they would trade and who they would want to give up.
I think I'd hold on to Brook. I mean, that's just... I think Lopez is still a cornerstone of the franchise, and without him, you're truly just fucked.
See, but then you can't be like, all right, we're going to tank mode, because then you're just going to the tank mode for the Celtics because you don't have your pick.
Exactly. So I think you go with Thad Young and you try to get somebody plus. It's give me this like pick 27 plus this bench player you've got.
Yeah,
that's their best bet.
I just don't see it happening. I don't see them trading in. I don't see anyone wanting Thad Young.
It's just a fucked franchise.
Yeah, I think they're fucked. I think they're really fucked. I think they're fucked.
I'm sure Brooklyn fans don't want to hear that, but I mean,
you're fucked. Yeah, Brooklyn. You're fucked.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see Brooklyn trading in. I mean, it's hard to predict trades. I mean, that's the hardest thing. A team that maybe wants to make a move is Sacramento, just because they're getting a new stadium. They want to get Cousins some help there. Maybe they move up and get a guy like Jaylen Brown, who is possibly now being talked into the top 5. I mean, they're sitting at 8 right now. Maybe they make a move. Maybe they package a guy like Rudy Gay into moving up there.
But at the same time, they could just wait and have Buddy Hield drop in their lap and boom.
See, but maybe they want that potential. I mean, I'm more thinking of guys that have a lot of potential that can possibly make that move and make that jump up. Because I mean, we've seen it before. Like, people are just really like wanting and eager to make a move. I mean,
that's true.
I see Sacramento possibly doing that. I see the Bulls moving up just because they may make a move for Butler. So maybe they move up to the 5 or the 3.
Yeah, I could see Butler being involved with a move to get them up to the top of the boards. It's just a question of what way do they want to go with that. If you're giving up, your star 2, what are you gonna do? Where is the upside in getting a guy who's ready to go in maybe 2 years from now is when he's gonna be, really gathering what he's gonna be in the NBA, versus you have Jimmy, who's prime, who's gonna be there for 4 more years. Good production. You've got him locked up under contract. It's hard to see the Bulls trade Jimmy because of that contract the way it is. Mm-hmm. I just think that they won't be able to value it outright, and unless they truly pull the trigger and they're like, goodbye Jimmy, goodbye Derek, we're just going fresh, we're full tank, and we're going to get some prospects out of this who are really going to set us up for the future.
Let me throw something out there. Would you, if you're the Bulls and you're trading Jimmy Butler and you're trading Derrick Rose, and let's say they go to the Celtics, do you want the Celtics pick right now, or do you want the Celtics pick for next year?
Good question. I don't know the answer to that.
Do you want the potential of the Nets just completely flopping and get the number 1 overall pick, or do you want that 3rd pick where you're not getting a guy who's one of the guys who are for sure superstar, like a Ben Simmons or Brandon Ingram?
Now you're reaching for potential with a Chris or Jaylen Brown or Murray even.
I say if you're trading Jimmy, go for that next year pick and then get as many picks this year from the later
here's
24 and
the
16.
follow-up question.
What?
Are we keeping the 14?
Yeah.
Then I would go next year.
So I'm saying
there's some good prospects out for next year already. We already started thinking about it. So I mean, there's some top talent up there.
I think basically all of Duke's starting 5 is up there. I think.
Yeah, Duke could see their entire starting 5 go in the first 20 picks.
I think probably first to 10. I mean that's I get all.
Grayson Allen's on that team. He was going to be a first rounder this year.
Hey,
not a high first.
Maybe
rounder.
Grayson Allen goes off. We'll see. Maybe he'll be JJ Redick going in 11.
God, that comparison.
But the thing,
he's white and he's from Duke. He can shoot.
Enough said.
That's it.
The thing with the Bulls, though, with the trade for Jimmy is, if we're keeping the 14, then yes, I'll say, well, let's maybe take a pick next year. But I feel like Bulls fans, and I'm kind of hesitant to say that because of how bad this last season was. I don't think Fred Hoiberg can I'm not saying that we need to be top of the East next year, but I don't know how the front office and the coach are going to handle the fans if we have to go through a season worse than the one we just went through.
Tank mode. Hoiberg's totally a fall guy. He's already had a poor performing season.
I'm not even a Bulls fan. I want him gone for you guys.
Like, he is set to be a fall guy. Why not use him as that? Garpax is evil enough to do that. So why not just set him up for complete failure, reload for, the future? Because, look, we know we're not going to get done with Derrick Rose and Jimmy Butler. And it's consistency of health and it's overlapping issues of leadership. So, look, we can clear out pretty much the entire locker room at this point.
I'm not
and
ready.
Make sure we're ready to go in 2018, 2019. Yeah. And at that point, you're dealing with post-prime LeBron. You're dealing with that East Coast that is going to be empty.
So we're basically just going to wait until LeBron retires.
Believe in the plan.
But, I mean, no. We're not creating any hashtags here.
Pinky.
But, there's a part of me that's the best deal that I've seen. And do I think it's going to happen? No. But it's one of those things where it's so you're saying there's a chance. And it's all the talks with the Timberwolves because I think that Thibodeau may be crazy enough to go, you know what? I do like Jimmy. He's a star. I could build around
Bulls aren't getting Wiggins.
5 and Wiggins. Wiggins is the key piece. Well, Wiggins is the key piece.
Isn't moving.
Because as a Bulls fan, I'm not giving up Jimmy for just the 5.
No, you shouldn't.
And that's a thing where it's Wiggins is, I want a player that I can still sell to my fan base saying, we are still relevant because if we go full tank mode and Dave's believing the plan,
they're
Chicago's going to riot and we're just going to be under fire. It's just going to be this whole city up in flames.
I said this.
The Bulls have sucked before.
It's going to be worse than the post Jordan days.
Really? Because the NBA literally imploded post Jordan. No one watched basketball post Jordan. So I'm going to have to argue with
post
that.
LeBron could be the same thing post LeBron.
I said
you're all believing in the plan.
I said you still have Steph Curry. I said this on the Behind the Pen this past week. That if you look at the Chicago sports, you look at the Bears and their recent downfall. People still show up. You look at the Cubs, people still show up. You look at the White Sox and you look at the Blackhawks, people weren't showing up. And I feel like the Bulls would be the same way because you don't have someone who could sell and you don't have that history. That
I like cheap Bulls tickets though.
Yeah, there's no.
It's a win for me.
There's no Jordan anymore. There's no Jordan effect. There's no Rose effect. They're gonna have a bad taste in their mouth and people are gonna show up.
But I mean, shit. Even when the Sox were winning, no one showed up, so it doesn't really matter to them. The Blackhawks have totally, conquered the NHL in the last 5 years.
And they've taken over the city.
And the city is just all in on them. So,
but they had that dark period where they weren't even on TV.
Well, look, hockey sucks on TV for literally decades.
That was
no one wants to watch it.
Well, okay, it depends on where you're looking at because, I mean, for the finals, they were looking at which regions were the top rated, and it was like Detroit. Well, why Detroit? Because 20 years ago they were a good team. Why does Chicago rule in basketball ratings? Because Jordan 20 years ago got us all involved.
That's a good point.
Let's get off the Chicago talk. Let's play a quick game of buy or sell. Will a top 5 pick be traded this NBA draft? Buy or sell?
We're on ESPN now.
Buy or sell?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
I'm selling.
Well, you're selling it?
I'm selling.
Not gonna happen?
I think there's a lot of people who want to make those moves, but nobody's going to pull the trigger on draft day.
Ricky?
Yes. A top 5 pick will get traded.
So you're buying.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Celtics.
The game is buy or sell, not yes.
All right, so the Celtics are going to trade.
They're trading their pick.
Let's go into top 10. Do you think that, or let's do this. Will Jahlil Okafor be traded this draft day? Buy or sell?
I'm going to sell. I'm going to go Nerlens gets traded.
I'm going to agree with you on this one. Sadly, I'm selling Nerlens.
That was my second question about Nerlens. Will Jimmy Butler get traded? Buy or sell?
Will Jimmy Butler get traded?
Will not be traded. I'm selling.
I'm going to sell that one, too.
Who's the third? Who are the Celtics trading for, then?
The Celtics, they're not going to trade for Jimmy. K-Love.
They're trading for K-Love, then.
K-Love is the savior of the Celtics. Ooh, that's hard pill to swallow.
Will the K-Love to Boston, the Boston third pick overall going to New York, and then Carmelo going to Cleveland happen? Will that travesty happen?
No.
I'm sure Bill Simmons is rolling over in his grave right now.
He's not dead.
Yeah. Rest
in his peace, ESPN Bill. Grave.
Rest in peace.
One final question here. Ricky brought this one up. Buy or sell K-Love to Los Angeles Clippers and Blake going to Cleveland?
It's a genius move.
I would love to buy it.
Buy or sell?
Buy. I'm buying it.
I'm buying as well. I think it's a win-win. Except for the fact that it's not going to happen.
No, it won't. But buying it.